Hello guys, and welcome back to another tutorial. So on today's video we are going to be making this overbust corset, and this is going to be the first video for a two-part video where I show you how to draft as well as how to sew it. So if that sounds like something you're interested in learning, do keep on watching and let's get right into the video. So guys, I've gone ahead to rule the lines. As you can see, we have the chest line, the bust point, the underbust, the waistline, as well as the full length. So I'm just going to place the tape so you see the measurements we have. My chest line is 7 inches, my bust point is 10, my underbust 13, my waistline is 17 inches, while the full length I'm working with is 21 inches. But we are going to be having a basque at the side, so I left the remaining 5 inches at the bottom for that. So now we're going to start imputing our measurements, and I'm going to start by adding my nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. So I'm going to mark that here, and I'm going to mark it from the top, and I'm also going to mark it at the bottom. Then I'm just going to rule a line all the way down. So next, from my chest line here, I'm going to come out by 1 inch on both sides. On my underbust line, I'm also going to do the same thing I did on my chest line. I'm going to take 1 inch on both sides, and I'm going to do the same thing all the way down. And then when we're done with that, I'm going to rule the lines to meet with each other. So the one at my chest line, I'm going to rule this to meet my bust points. You can see the way I am doing this, and then I'm going to rule it all the way down to my underbust points. Next, I'm going to curve out this point here so we do not have any harsh lines. If you have your pattern master, you do not have any problem with that. So next, I'm going to just extend this line all the way down, and I'm going to do the same thing for the other side as well. After that, I'm going to go ahead to start imputing my body measurements. So I'm going to be starting with the chest line. I'm going to add my across front measurement divided by 2, and you can see we took out 2 inches there, so we're going to return back that 2 inches we took, and then we're going to go ahead to put in our bust measurement divided by 4, and I'm going to mark that out, as well as our under bust measurements divided by 4. So we are going to go ahead to mark this out, and then we are going to return the 2 inches we took here. We're going to add it back to our measurements, and we're going to do the same thing for our waist measurements all the way down. So what I have as my under bust is the same thing I have for my waist, so that is why I just returned the under bust measurements back down. So here we are going to be making use of our hip measurements. So I'm going to mark my hip measurements, and then I'm going to return back that 2 inches we took. So this is what it's looking like. I'm going to go ahead to just rule everything to meet with each other. So guys, this is what our pattern is looking like currently, but like I said, we are going to be having a basque at the side of the corset here. So we are going to go ahead to extend our line, and I'm just going to put in my hip measurement again. I'm going to mark that out, and then I'm going to return the 2 inches here, and I'm going to mark that out as well. So now we're just going to extend the line we had initially. I'm going to extend this all the way down. After extending the line, I'm just going to create a curve-like motion from our waistline all the way down. This is going to help with the shape we are trying to achieve. So this is what it's looking like. And next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the armhole opening. So our corset top doesn't have a sleeve, but we want to create that allowance there for our hands to relax freely when wearing this. So that is the reason for the opening of the armhole. So this is what we have currently. I'm still going to make slight adjustments to it. So guys, because we want to be snatched while wearing this, we're going to be taking out 1 inch from our measurements on the waistline area. So when we snatch, the waist is going to be snatched, and you do not have to make yours 1 inch. If you don't want to be uncomfortable while wearing this, you can make it 1/2 inch, but I just decided to make this 1 inch. So I'm just going to rule this down from the top, and we're going to take this all the way down to meet with the hip line. So I'm just going to curve this out, as you can see me doing right now. So now I'm just going to curve this part here because we do not want any harsh lines. So this is what our pattern is looking like right now. So what we're going to do next is we are going to slash this open, and you're going to do this however you want to, depending on the style you are trying to achieve. I just decided to slash mine this way, as you can see right now. So after creating this style line, I'm going to go ahead to eliminate any excesses we might have. So I'm going to take out 1/4 inch here, and I'm just going to rule it in to create our dart here, to take out the excesses we might have here. This is totally optional depending on what you are trying to achieve as well. So I'm just going to go ahead to just rule out the lines. So guys, we've gone ahead to take out excesses here, so we are not going to be working with this anymore. So this is what our pattern is looking like right now. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to go ahead to close this place up so we can create our the shape of our basque area properly. So I'm going to go ahead to fold in the 2 inches we took here. I'm going to fold it in, and I'm going to tape it down. After taping this down, I'm going to go ahead to come down here by 1 inch, and you can see that I've gone down by 1 inch here, and I marked that out. So we are going to just trace this all the way up. And you can do this with your pattern master. It is going to be far more easier with your pattern master. So I've gone ahead to trace this out, and I'm going to continue tracing this all the way down to this other side, because we are trying to achieve a particular shape, and you can actually play with this however you would like yours to come out. So this is what it's looking like. I'm going to go ahead to just go back in to retrace it to make sure everything is looking the way it is supposed to look. So this is what it's looking like right now. This is what our pattern is looking like currently. Next, we're going to create our neckline, and to do that I'm going to also close the 2 inches we took here. I'm going to close it down and tape this down so we can carve out the neckline we are trying to achieve. And you can see that I'm finding it a bit difficult to do so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just slash this part open, and it is going to enable me work on the top part with ease. So I'm going to go ahead to just pin this down. You can see that right now it is looking okay to work with. So I'm going to go ahead to just pin this down, not pin this down, tape this down. So this is what we have so far. Now I'm going to come down here by 1 inch, and I'm going to mark this out. And from this point where we have this mark, we're just going to curve this all the way up. And then on this point here, I'm going to come up by 1.5 inches. You can do yours to be 1 inch, 2 inches, or 1.5 inches, depending on how pointy you want yours to be. So after marking that, I'm going to go ahead to drag this to meet with the curve we had rolled out earlier, and I'm going to drag this all the way to this point here. So this is what we are working with right now. So guys, after tracing this out, I'm going to go ahead to remove the tape, and then I'm just going to go in again with my my marker to just mark out the parts where I feel like the tape took out, and we're going to go ahead to cut this out. And when I'm done cutting, you would see that I went ahead to label my patterns so I do not get confused when I'm transferring this to my fabric. So like I always say, if you have any questions, do not forget to leave it in the comment section, and I'll try my best to explain better for you. If you're not yet subscribed, please do well to subscribe if you are finding this video helpful to you. Now we're going to draft the back pattern, and you can see that I went ahead to extend my lines the same way I did for the front, and I went ahead to label it. So I'm going to mark out my across front measurement divided by 2, and I'm going to mark this out. Then next I'm going to go ahead to start imputing my body measurement. As usual, our bust measurement divided by 4, our underbust divided by 4, our waistline divided by 4, and then we're going to be adding our hip measurements here divided by 4. And I also left out the basque we're going to be having at the side. I left out allowances there, and we're just going to take down the measurements all the way down. So this is what it is looking like currently. I'm going to come down here just to create that armhole. Like I said, there's not going to be a sleeve on this. I'm just going to create this so our arm sits properly when we wear this. This is going to be a tubeless corset that we're going to be working on. So now I'm just going to go ahead to roll my lines all the way down. After that, we're going to come out here on our waistline by 1 inch. We're going to be taking out 1 inch here for the snatch effect, the way we did for the front, and then we're going to from there we're going to rule a line back to our bodies. So this is going to be our new waistline. So now from where we came down by 1 inch for our armhole area, I'm going to roll this out, and I'm going to just create the curve so our arms are freely set when we are wearing this. So this is what it is looking like right now. I'm going to go ahead to take out 2 inches from this point here for the back, because we are going to be having a modesty panel at the back, and then I'm going to take out 1 inch on this part here, and this is because we've already taken out 1 inch here, so we can breathe too. So I'm going to as well take the same thing down here, and then I'm going to go ahead to rule everything to meet each other. So for the shape here, it is totally dependent on you. It depends on the kind of shape you would want for the back part here. This is just what I am going to be going for. So this is what it's looking like. So I can decide to make this part here 1 inch, and I'm just going to rule this all the way back like so. So this is what it's looking like. I just decided to leave it this way, and you can just work on this part here however you want. So I'm going to just cancel out this part here because we are no longer going to be working with this part here. So this is going to be the main part we're going to be working with. We're going to be having eyelets here, so I'm just going to illustrate this for you. So this is what it's going to be looking like. So this is our bodies. This is what our pattern is looking like right now. So now we're going to be slashing the back part the way we did for the front, and this is going to be dependent on how you want your shape to be. I'm just going to be doing something really simple here. So from this point here, I'm just going to rule this all the way down to create like a style line here. I'm going to first of all rule this out so you know we are no longer working with that part here, and then I'm going to go ahead to rule the lines. So this is what it is going to look like, and then I'm going to as well take out excesses at this part here, so our top is looking okay without any bulging at the sides. So I'm just going to take that out. Next, we're going to go ahead to create the basque we have, sort of like the basque we have at the side. And from the waistline here, I'm just going to curve this all the way down. Please take your time with this so you do not make any mistakes. So from this part here, I'm going to curve it all the way down to meet with that part we had already drawn out. So this is what the pattern is looking like. So guys, I don't want this part here to be straight, so I decided to come down here by ½ an inch, and then I ruled a line all the way down like this. So this is what it is looking like right now. So this is what our back pattern is looking like. So I went ahead to cancel out this line here so you know we are no longer working with this line here. So this is our back pattern. We're going to go ahead to cut this out. After cutting, I'm going to go ahead to label the back part, and I'm going to also label the top part so I know this is the top part of the pattern, so you are not confused, especially for the back pieces. So I'm going to go ahead to do the same thing for this one, and then we're going to move ahead to transfer our patterns to our fabric. This is what our back pattern is looking like after cutting it out, and I'm going to bring in the front patterns as well so we can transfer this to our fabric. Now I went ahead to pin down my front pattern on the fabric, and this part here is on fold, and I went ahead to just leave out ½ inch sewing allowance all the way around, but for this part here, which is the side, I left out 1 inch allowance at the sides. So we're going to go ahead to cut this out. So I also went ahead to leave out ½ inch all the way around for the back pattern as well, but for the side of our back pattern I left out 1 inch joining allowance. So we're going to go ahead to cut this out, and we've come to the end of this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, do not forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you're not yet subscribed already, and I will see you on the next video where I show you the sewing process of this top.